Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Frozen Footnotes, where we go over the short history of each NHL team, and today's team is the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins' origins and early years were in 1924 to the 1940s. Founded in 1924, the Boston Bruins are the oldest US-based NHL team and the third oldest overall. The team was created by grocery-rich guy Charles Adams, who wanted a team with a fierce name. Bruins, which is a term for a brown bear, fit perfectly for the team. They won their first Stanley Cup in 1929, led by legendary goalie Tiny Thompson and defenseman Eddie Shore, one of the first true NHL superstars. Their big bad Bruins physical identity started to take shape even back then, and it still continues nowadays. The next era for the Bruins, I would call the Orr era. It lasted from 1966 to 1976. The franchise changed forever with the arrival of Bobby Orr in the late 1960s. Orr revolutionized the defenseman role with his speed, offense, and vision. He won 8 consecutive Norris trophies as the best defenseman and led the Bruins to Stanley Cups in 1970 and 1972. His famous flying goal in 1970, after scoring the cup winner in OT, is one of the most iconic images in hockey history, and I wouldn't even argue that it is the most iconic picture in hockey history. The Bruins, they were consistently competitive in the 1980s all the way through to the 1990s. Stars like Ray Bourque and Cam Neely became the new faces of the franchise. The Bruins reached the Stanley Cup final in 1988 and 1990, both times losing to Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers. Ray Bourque, even though he never won a cup with Boston, became one of the greatest defensemen of all time. The championship in modern era is around 2011, so after a 39-year drought, the Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011, defeating the Vancouver Canucks in a dramatic 7-game series, and the Vancouver Canucks fans did not take it well. Key players like Zdeno Chara, Patrice Bergeron, and Tim Thomas, who was phenomenal in net during that cup run, and Brad Marchand, everybody's favorite rat. They made the final again in 2013, where they lost to Chicago, and 2019 when they lost to the St. Louis Blues. Longtime leaders like Bergeron and Chara became symbols of class and two-way excellence. What is the Bruins' legacy and identity, you may ask? Well, the Bruins are known for a gritty, physical style, passionate fans, and the iconic Spoked B logo. They've produced legends like Orr and Shore and Bourque and Bergeron. As of 2025, they remain one of the NHL's most respected and storied franchises, with 6 Stanley Cup titles and a strong organizational culture. Thank you so much for watching the Bruins short history. Stay tuned for episode 3. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.